very good evening, and this is Pitandry, as I think you might have guessed from the opening sequence there. Well, we were at a game that was described by many people this morning as the championship decider. Well, okay, that's a description we give to a lot of games through the season, but I think a lot of people really meant it this time. Well, Pitandry isn't the happiest of hunting grounds for Rangers. They last won here 5 years ago, and in 13 years, they've only won twice, and in that time, they've had 44 goals scored against them and only 11 for. So to win a championship against statistics like that was always going to be extremely difficult. Well, the supporters didn't think so, because although they had an allocation of 5,000, I think there was something like 12,000 Rangers supporters in the ground, and didn't they give Rangers a handsome welcome?
Rangers coming onto the field to the most ecstatic welcome from the biggest Rangers support I've ever seen at Pitandry, and quite astonishingly, from the traditional Rangers end, the beach end at Pitandry, all the way down to the other end, we have Rangers supporters. I would say there's at least a couple of thousand Rangers supporters down at the other end as well, and underneath us, as the chat on the praise of this man here, Graham Souness, on the verge of a championship win. Perhaps not today, and if not today, I think the feeling in football is that inevitably it will be by the final whistle next Saturday. And there is that Rangers supporter I was talking about down at the other end. Heaven only knows how they got tickets, but when you're only 2 games away from the championship, you suddenly become ingenious at acquisition. And there is the English captain of Rangers, who will create a bit of history if this championship is lifted. The first Englishman to captain a side all through the season to lifting the flag. And a huge roll for Aberdeen. There's Willie Miller. And perhaps somebody in the crowd will sing happy birthday to him. He's 32 today. He's back after suspension. They say he's never been fitter, and he'll want to beat Rangers today. The referee is Jim Duncan from Gorebridge. And like any game which might settle the championship, it's more akin to the atmosphere of a cup final. Rangers will be playing against what is a very strong wind. Souness with it. There's Grant in there. Durant. And no real power behind Ian Durant's shot. He's a better man when he gets into the penalty area for finishing. I would imagine this is going to be a very tough game indeed by accounts of the last games played between these 2 teams. Player sent off in the last match. David Person of Rangers, of course. Incessant noise from the Rangers support, and there is Souness. Just caught in possession by Evan on the long chase. McKimmie. Souness is out there, high up with the boot, and the referee says immediately free kick. There's Bet. That's McKimmie, and Butcher should have this covered. Joe Miller trying to go in and on the Rangers goalkeeper. Total miss there by Ali McCoist. That's Butcher. A lot of nerves out there today, and the foul there by McLeish. Some of the players didn't hear it. McLeish hard into Ali McCoist, and that is wide. David McPherson slightly slipping. No free kick. Here's Bet. John Hewitt. Roberts was behind it, and that will be the first corner of the match. Corner to Aberdeen. John Hewitt on the far side. Edmund has had a beautifully saved. This man is at his very best, the goalkeeper, I mean. Really superb save by this international goalkeeper. Look at Evan getting up here. Savage bounce, and he was behind it all the way. Does a lot of good to a defence when you see a save like that, doesn't it? Ray, with Dave McPherson trying to get beautifully put away there by Ben. That's Robertson. That was late. And I think there's got to be a booking. Certainly going to be a booking here for that tackle. Referee rightly trying to placate everybody. And Willie Miller all on his own. Well, Aberdeen at the moment. Robertson, and that's Robertson came in there, just touching there. Has to go back. Alec McLeish. Oh no, side. Great chance for Aberdeen here. Put back and badly. Great by Rangers. And the play is going on. As soon as claiming it was fouled, but I don't think it was. And Butcher's there. Well, the Rangers defence almost caught flat, expecting the flag to go up, and it didn't. And there was the chance for Hewitt, and he squandered that one. He really did. Marvellous chance. It's meant for McPherson. Now flag. Durant. Good tackling by Willie Miller again, holding this Aberdeen defence together. Roberts is after this, and the Rangers goalkeeper. Bit of a mistake, has just gone over. I think they left it to each other. And there's Butcher right in on top of that. And offside given, I think. Yes. Offside. Well, they had to make up their minds to go for it, one or the other, and I think it was the fall of Roberts that caused the injury. The goalkeeper certainly recovered. Simpson, there's Durant, Monroe, Fleck, McPherson on the run, and he gets through, and Grant, the substitute, getting his first touch to the ball, very significantly too. I think there's a booking for Sinis here, and if it is, he's off. And this could turn out to be very dramatic indeed. And look at the protest going on, but Sinis is going to be booked and he's off. Rangers, for the second successive time at Pittodrie, are down to 10 men. And this is the incident that gets the Rangers player-manager sent off. Going in there, and the referee ordering him off on a protest there. as Butcher is booked. So Rangers really up against it. Still 12 minutes of this half to play. The whole of the second half with 10 men. Roberts following up. Willie Miller will try the shot, and it's well over. Well, Willie in a very good spot, and he can really let them fly, you know, Willie Miller, but that one had too much elevation. Go to Rangers, though. Cooper, free kick. Exactly 5 minutes remaining of the first half. Well, we all expected something rather special today, but not quite what is worked out. There's Cooper, there's Butcher, and he scored! Butcher has scored for Rangers. The Rangers captain thunders in the first goal of the match. Rangers, reduced to 10 men, are in the lead. A quite magnificent header by the Englishman. Look at this, thundered in, giving Jim Leighton no chance. It must have been in abject misery 10 minutes ago when the player manager was sent off and now scenting the championship. The rejoicing has started. I would suggest to them a bit prematurely. The whole of the second half was to come, but Rangers are vitally in the lead. Davy Cooper trying to follow up and does very well with a head again. That's twice I've seen Davy Cooper head a ball, and that is almost unique. Here's Simpson. You can forget any cultured football on a day like this. Harry McLeish going forward. That's not a bad ball as McKinney goes in, and Aberdeen get the free kick. That was a very good ball by McLeish. And the kind that makes a fullback have to turn and run all into one. Watch Monroe indeed having to do that, turn, take off. McKinney going in, and a free kick. Well, I thought they were both at it. So, free kick to Aberdeen. Oh, it's beyond everybody, and it's in. Edwin has got the equaliser. One each. The big central defender playing in midfield today comes in 2 minutes into injury time and pulls it back. It was a very awkward ball. A Rangers defence that looked static at first. It came back and he managed to reach round and thunder it away. This is the problem. Rangers goalkeeper having to go right across his goal, and although McPherson almost got a touch, it's one each. And there goes the half-time whistle on an extremely dramatic afternoon. And there is Terry Butcher, the man who gave the 10-man Rangers the lead just before half-time, with a very powerful header indeed. The right kind of judgment of jump and strength, and away it went. And then Rangers hanging on, waiting, I think, for the half-time whistle, conceding the free kick that brought the equaliser. And it wasn't just the strength and the height of Ivan that paid off there. It was his ability to turn nimbly and put it away. It's one each, and I fancy the dramatics are not ended yet, with the second half to come. And there is the Rangers substitute on at the start of the second half, Jimmy Phillips. Their fairly recent signing from Bolton. Very promising young lad. Initially a full-back, but I think Rangers have got designs to keep him in midfield, and we have lost one ball right away. It's lodged right up on the top of the stand, opposite us. Well, the way the first half went, I think occasionally they could have played without a ball, but we do need one for the second half. And it's on for Robert Fleck. There is Phillips. And McCoist after this. And I think McCoist was brought down eventually by the Aberdeen fullback McKimmie, and Rangers will get the free kick. So, free kick to Rangers. There they are, all into that again. The big men were up, and that is bothering the Aberdeen defence, and that is, of course, is why Evan is in there. It's high, and there is the Rangers goalkeeper just getting the touch. And there is Butcher. Not well out, though. Now Bet. Way by Jimmy Nicholl, and not a Rangers player down there, though. They're all back in the penalty area. McKimmie coming forward. Ray. Tantalising one again, Jimmy Nicholl. All Aberdeen. Playing the ball around almost like a basketball team. Oh, it's off the post. Almost there. There was a deflection. A magnificent shot by Joe Miller. And there was the deflection. The Rangers goalkeeper totally deceived by it. Miller, there's no offside. Hewitt. Rangers under pressure again, though. Playing almost purely a defensive game, trying to perhaps strike Aberdeen on the counter-attack. Oh, that's a very good shot by McLeish. And well taken by the goalkeeper again. Difficult ball to take. Look at that touch just before it got to Woods. Roberts, and straight to John Hewitt. Bet. And Rowe goes in. There's Gray. Jimmy Nicholl. Willie Miller is there and does very well indeed, and then overstruck. Rueful smile on his face. Sheer effort of trying to get it. Adam McCoist. McCoist getting away. Just the neatest of touches. Here's Cooper. And McCoist can't bring it down, and it was Durant, in fact, had been screaming for the ball. Oh, a nice little turn there. But Jimmy Nicholl gets back and gets a corner. I think it came off him again. There's a header by McLeish, and then Joe Miller, who was not offside, I say. Tell you what, Joe Miller was not offside. A very good header there by McLeish, and look at the man on the line. So Miller did have the chance. 20 seconds, and now Bet. Nice little dummy there as Irvin comes up, and there's Roberts away with it. Now Cooper. Here's Cooper. Cooper, all he wanted to do, I think, was waste time. That's all Rangers are interested in now. I think somebody has told them what the score is at Celtic Park. And we have heard that Falkirk have beaten Celtic 2-1 as West goes in for this. There's Durant, Willie Miller, and I think that will be, and there it is, the final whistle. Rangers have won the league, and on come the supporters. The supporters have broken ranks, and there is a danger of the Rangers players being swamped. The crowd have gone berserk, and it will be mayhem now, and I pity the Rangers players in there as their supporters have taken Pittodrie over. The league championship is Rangers for the first time in 9 years in one of the most dramatic games I've seen at Pittodrie. Rangers 10 men against Aberdeen's 11. And the scenes are enormous. The goalposts have gone. That was a Rangers support. And they're giving us the message. And now, a full 25 minutes after the final whistle. The undisguised joy of the Rangers players and their supporters. They're going to make a full trip of the stadium in dribs and drabs, I may say. And there is Souness with his assistant manager Walter Smith. A tragic day for him as a player in having to be sent off on the day of triumph, but as a manager, delighted. There's Roberts. The end of a dramatic and arduous season. Delighted men, an astonishing transformation in this club.
Well, really amazing scenes at the end as 9 years of pent-up frustration of waiting to win the championship exploded and onto the field. Something like 10,000 Rangers supporters ran. I must say the scenes at the end were probably more exciting than the game, which was a terrible disappointment. A disappointment, I may say, to those people who thought we might see some champagne stuff. Well, it was never going to be that. The players were nervy to the point of frustration. There was no flow to the game, and very negative in part. And of course, when Rangers were reduced to 10 men, it looked to me as if they were obviously going to be delighted if they could hold on at one each, which they did. Well, it's an occasion now for Rangers to speak for themselves. Some of them did survive the crowd scenes. They got off the good-natured crowd. I suppose weren't going to do Rangers players any harm. They got to the dressing room, and I struggled through myself, got them back out. We talked to three gentlemen who've had a big part in winning this championship, starting off with Graham Souness. Talking about the season altogether, what were the key features of it for you?
The key features were when I signed certain people, i.e. Terry Butcher, Chris Woods, and then, after that, Graham Roberts. I seen then, and the way people responded to those players, because they're winners, better professionals than had been at the club, I knew them would win the league.
Well, your support certainly showed that they are behind you to a man, are they not? It's an amazing
Our support has been tremendous. The response we've had from the first game we've played this year has been tremendous. We couldn't have asked for any more than that. And at the end of the day, we've won the league for them. We've won it for supporters, we've won it for the chairman, the board of directors, right down to the Stanley who opens the door, Ibrox, every day of the week.
And you have more
To
plans.
Lizzie who makes the tea.
You have more plans for the future as well.
Yeah, it's no use us being successful one season, making a lot of money from that season, and then gaining a great deal of interest on the money that's in the bank. We have now got to go out and strengthen our squad for next season, and we will do that.
So at the end of the day, watching the scenes at the end, delight for the whole club.
Yeah, obviously it's a mixed bag for me. I'm absolutely delighted, no doubt tomorrow. When I can sit down and look at it, I'll be maybe happier than I'm showing now, but believe me, inside I'm absolutely delighted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone who supported us throughout the season. Thank them.
Terry, you scored many a goal in your career. I wonder how you would evaluate that one today.
Well, one of the highest, I think. To actually get a bit of freedom in the box is quite unique at Pittodrie. And for the header to go in, I was probably the most amazed person in the stadium. But it went in, and it was probably one of the best goals. But unfortunately, they equalised. So I mean, if we'd won 1-0, it would have been a fairy tale ending to the season. But nevertheless, you know, I'm proud of the lads, and I'm proud of the way that the 10 men battled in the second half.
These supporters mean something to you, don't they?
Yes, they do to me, and they've shown, you know, how much we mean to them, of course. So, I mean, it's a great bond that we have between us now, and I think, you know, this Rangers side, if the chairman is prepared to spend, a few more pounds, I think we can strengthen it and, you know, become a real force in Europe, and not only Scotland.
Well, you told me during the week that you would celebrate tonight if it went your way. I take it you won't go back in your word.
No, I should definitely celebrate, but it's like the Skull Cup final. I think you got to savour the moments and remember the highs, you know, because there are too many lows in the game. And after the Skull Cup, I was a little bit slow on the drinking stakes anyway. So I should be that way tonight, but I want to savour it now, and I've got all summer to savour perhaps, and hopefully we can start again next year.
When you think back to the start of the season, or even pre-season, the tail end of last season, when you made the enormous financial investment, did you ever wake up in the middle of the night saying, I wonder if this is going to pay off for us?
No. I don't think that's the way I look at life. I don't think that's the way I look at this investment either. I was asked to come in here for a specific reason. The reason was that business is my business, and I enjoy it. And what I tried to do was to put down a plan that we could work to, and we could see the season through. Obviously, in football or in any sport, you can't guarantee anything. That's where the question mark comes in.
Has your investment paid off quicker than you thought it would?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd have settled for having a good season this year, good challenge, and have a go next year. But obviously, I'm delighted with this one.
And you even have further plans for Rangers. And
Oh,
investment
absolutely.
hasn't yet finished, has it?
No, this is the start. The fans have given us a lot of cash this year, and I think it's beholding on us to invest it properly and take the club where we want it to be. That's the top in Europe. If we
Celebrating tonight?
can. Yeah. just the twosome though, just the wife and I.
Get away from it all.
Oh, absolutely.
David, congratulations.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I will celebrate tonight, and it's very difficult to drink some champagne with all the fans, but we've got a lot of fans all over the world, and a lot in Scotland. And I'd just like to say, if they're watching the programme tonight, that when you're watching it, I'll have a drink, lads, and I'll give you a toast. Rangers Football Club, Premier League winners 1986-87. Thanks, Archie.
Well, what I would consider the three major figures at Ibrox, starting off with Graham Souness, Terry Butcher, and at the end there, David Holmes, very sincerely thanking that amazing Rangers support, which has meant so much to the club in that investment, of course, that he put into it throughout this season. I think it's an incredible achievement, because when I saw Rangers at the tail end of last season, they looked as if they could never win anything in the next 5 years, and here they are, having won 2 of the 3 domestic trophies. And they really have to be congratulated for that. It's been a revolution in Scottish football, apart from their personal achievement. Led by a gentleman from over the border who scored his 2nd goal of the season, and none more important has he scored in his entire career. From all of us here at Pittodrie, good night.